Hello everyone, welcome to Everything Arsenal. We are back live this time round to talk about Julian Timber. Arsenal and Ajax have officially verbally agreed a 36 million deal. 36 million. You know how crazy that is? Last summer, Man United wanted him and I think Ajax wanted something like 50 to 55 million. Few days ago, we were talking about Julian Timber and Arsenal fans were like, nah, just pay them the money, pay them the 48 million, pay them the 46 million. Why pay them the 46 million when you can pay them 36 million plus a little bit of add-ons? Why? We can pay that 40 million and that 6 million plus maybe a few add-ons, and then you can use that money elsewhere. 3 transfers done by the end of July. That is crazy. That is just crazy. This is the new Arsenal. I'm absolutely loving this Arsenal, man. Like, we literally have to do streams back to back because there's so much good news coming up. So great time to be an Arsenal fan. Let me know what you make about that. Let's go to the news. Let's start with Mike, the guy who broke the news. Very reliable journalist over on those sides. He says breaking Arsenal and Ajax have reached a verbal agreement for the transfer of Jurrien Timber for a fixed fee of 36 million. The deal is expected to be completed in the coming days. Arsenal want it wrapped up quickly. The new Arsenal, they want things to be done quickly. Let's finish it. Let's go to the fourth player. Absolutely amazing. 2 weeks in, we are 15 days into the transfer market, and we've gotten the deal done. We've gotten the deal done. So that's 6 million in terms of fixed fee in pounds. Deal done, man. Absolutely amazing. So I'm hearing about the medical already. Fabrizio had just tweeted like a few minutes before that understand Arsenal and Ajax are now entering in the final stages of talks with Timber, which are now done. A deal progressing after 48 million bids submitted on Monday. That is in euros. So converted into pounds is 36 million plus, I think, 4 or 5 million on top of that. Parties are now getting closer, but still points to be discussed. So 100% amazing. Really good that you're getting this deal done. Also, from Mike, as Midori says, Arsenal and Ajax reach a verbal agreement for Jurrien Timber an initial fee of 42 million euros. Again, converted into pounds, we talk about that 6 million pounds, and that could rise to 47 million euros. I think that in pounds will be like 41 or something, 41 million pounds. So 36 million in terms of initial fee, in terms of pounds, that is still an amazing deal. 36 million when they were asking for 55 million just last summer when Man United wanted him, when all these other teams wanted him. Absolutely fantastic business for another player who fits into the kind of style that we are looking for. Players who can play from the back, players who can defenders who can play in different positions, versatile, can play as a centre back, can play as a right back, can play as third centre back, he can play as a midfielder as well. On top of that, he fits into our age bracket. He's not that old at all. He's very young. Perfectly fits into our age bracket as well. Exciting signing, absolutely exciting signing, and we didn't have to splash like 80 million or 70 million for him. Exciting times. Did I miss one of the updates? I think I missed one of the updates. Is it this one? Yes. So this was the Mike tweet. He says, Julian Timber can grab his bags. Yes, he can now start heading to England. Ajax and Arsenal verbally agreed transfer fee of 42 million euros fixed. The euros and pounds thing is confusing. Let's just use pounds. It's 36 million pounds. With bonuses rising to maximum of 47 million euros. So this deal is done. Finally, another signing, man. This is crazy. I actually can't believe Arsenal are getting these deals done very quickly. Why is it signing him, you ask? Well, we have the answer to that as well. According to Ryan Taylor Sport, Mikel Arteta wants to sign a tactically flexible hybrid defender. Like just that first line, I've seen enough. This is the next Cannavaro. This is the next Nesta, the next Maldini, the next Sergio Ramos, the next Tony Adams, the next John Terry, the next Rio Ferdinand, all of them combined. Just look at that first line. Arteta is looking for tactically flexible hybrid defender. We are definitely winning the Champions League. We've gotten one of them, a tactically flexible hybrid defender. Wow. Capable of playing as a center back, full back, and potentially even in midfield if required. Can we start the season tomorrow? Can we actually just start the season tomorrow? Like, I'm ready. I'm ready for next season. The idea is that the club would virtually be signing 2 players for the price of 1. 2 players for the price of 1. Basically, Jurrien Timber is 2 players, but we are paying for 1. Absolutely amazing. And then He wants securing cover and competition for William Saliba was among the topics at the top of Arsenal's agenda this summer. Julian Timber ticks all of those boxes, 100%. A player. There's a lot of like positivity about this signing. One, we said that we're not going to talk about it a lot. Age. Age is going to be a long time. If just like Lokonga and Tavares, if it doesn't work out, if for some reason it doesn't work out, you can always sell him after 2 years or something. You can always get some money back because it's not like 35, 36 where you can't sell them, like the situation where we got ourselves into with the likes of David Luiz and Willian. This is a young player. If it doesn't work out at Arsenal, you can always sell him off to another team. Number two, versatility, man. Like midfielder, right back, center back, same thing. All our players are like that. Ben White can do that. Saka can do that. Zinchenko can do that. Tomiyasu can do that. Obviously, the likes of Rice now, you can play in 2-3 different positions in midfield. We've been told about Havertz. Havertz can play in 5 different roles, as we are told by Arteta. And then Jesus, striker, right side, number 10, he can play all of them. Versatility, absolutely amazing. The third and most important factor for me, I've not seen many people talking about it in terms of Jurrien Timber, is the fitness. We suffer a lot in terms of injuries. And Julian Timber, from what I've seen, especially last season, I don't think he got injured even once. He played 33 out of the 34 Eredivisie games. He missed only one game, and I think he was rested or booking or something. He can play every single game. That is the kind of player you want. Those are the kind of players we are also looking for. People are talking about versatility, and also we are looking for age bracket 22 to 24. But all of the players that we signed, they don't get injured. Touch wood and everything. They don't usually get injured. If you start with Havertz, I think at Chelsea last night, I think he played like almost every single game. I don't think he missed a single game. Timber, the same. Declan Rice as well. Ever since he started playing for West Ham like 6 years ago, he is always there. As I've seen from West Ham fans, they're going to feel weird about Declan Rice not being there because he's always there. Europa League, Carabao Cup, FA Cup, Premier League. We are bringing in players who are also going to be there every single game, on top of the versatility, on top of the age bracket, on top of the fee, in terms of them fitting into the system. Everything is just positive about this signing. So 100% love it. And then ball control, if you're going to get technical and stuff, his ball control, amazing. He can push you from the back to the front, just like Declan Rice. No problem with running with the ball. I remember when he had the likes of Mertesacker could not run with the ball for even 2 seconds. Like, everything would just get too confusing. Mustafi was terrible. You couldn't really trust Mustafi to run with the ball from defense to midfield. You might as well just commit suicide. It's basically the same thing if you get Mustafi to run from the back to midfield. But now we have several players who are comfortable on the ball. Ben White, Rice, this guy, Odegaard as well. I'm telling you, Fabio Vieira is going to come good. And when he comes good, you're going to see. He's also very comfortable on the ball. So just a bit of improvement. And the same Fabio Vieira that we got from FC Porto, if he starts playing like that, a lot of teams will be in trouble. So Julian Timber is a really, really exciting signing. And obviously, from that, what Ryan Taylor Sport said as well, backup for Saliba and competition as well. Let's start with the backup first. Last season, what cost us? I think we had considered like 20 goals or something between the start of the season in like January or February, if I'm not wrong. But the moment Tomiyasu and Saliba got injured, we considered 3 goals to Southampton, of all teams, at home. Another 3 goals to Brighton at home. We shipped another 4 goals away at Man City. Like, we were conceding like a lot of goals. Liverpool scored twice against us. West Ham scored twice against us. We weren't conceding 1 goal per game, 2-3 goals per game because Saliba wasn't there. To be fair to Holding, I don't think is the main reason why we considered all of those goals. But obviously, you want that there's something that is usually built. There's that culture. So when Saliba is there, all of a sudden Gabriel is better. All of a sudden Ramsdale is better. You can start looking at it from a different view. Maybe if Saliba was there against Southampton, he wasn't there, right? Maybe Ramsdale would not have passed the ball straight to a Southampton player. Maybe he didn't trust Holding. Like, all those factors, if you take that into consideration, there's a lot. So all that combination plates, Gabriel and everything. So you need your players. But now, if Saliba is not there, because he's not even there right now, he's still injured. Saliba is back injury, and you don't know how long that is going to carry on, because back injuries are quite serious. So we don't know how long it's going to last. That is why you need someone like Jurrien Timber to come in for him and debutize for him. And it's almost the same thing. The drop-off in quality is not that much, and that is what you need in a team. Drop-off in quality is not that much. For Man City will remove Mahrez and they'll bring in Foden. Almost the same thing. They'll take off Gundogan. There's Bernardo Silva who can play there. Even the youngsters who are going to come on, they can even bring Cole Palmer, same thing. Defensively, whether Laporte plays, whether Diaz plays, whether it's Ake or Akanji, whether it's Walker or Stones at right back, it's basically the same thing with Man City. So that is the same thing we want at Arsenal. And I feel like we're starting to build that. Martinelli, Trossard, fine. I'm happy with whoever plays, whether Trossard is going to play on the right side instead of Saka and Saka gets rested. Midfield-wise, of course, you still need midfielders. But defensively, White, Saliba, fine. If Timber is going to play, fine. If Tomiyasu is going to play, that is okay as well. Zinchenko, if Tierney remains, if he's going to play as well instead of Zinchenko, that is fine. Like, you need that kind of quality where we don't have to feel like, oh my goodness, Saliba is injured, Holding is coming on. Not sure. I think by the next 1 year, all of those players will not be here, even the likes of Nketiah and all those guys. So, because I know many people usually don't feel satisfied when Jesus is injured and Nketiah comes on. So in the next 1 year, we'll have all of those players and we'll be like, oh, Jesus is not there. This is another striker who can score 30 goals. It's going to be the same thing. So that's the one thing that we need that's going to help us or benefit us in terms of backup. But also, Ryan Taylor Sport mentioned competition in terms of that. Competition is very important. Last season as well, Saka did not play well for like 4 games around March and April. But you couldn't do anything about it. Martinelli cannot really play on the right side. He's not comfortable on that side. From his own words, he prefers playing on the left side. Reece Nelson, I think there's a time he got injured a bit. Fabio Vieira was out of form. I think there's a time Nketiah also got injured after Jesus came back. So basically, Saka had to play every game, whether he played badly or played whatever, he had to play. Same with the at the back. If Gabriel doesn't play well before we signed Kiwior, Gabriel had to play every single game. We had no one to bring on. Same defensively, the likes of Ben White. Ben White doesn't play well. Tomiyasu was injured, so you have to play Ben White. We need competition. Now, if Saliba doesn't play well for 3 games, he knows Ben White is on the bench. Timber could be on the bench waiting. If Gabriel doesn't play well, he knows that there's a Kiwior on the bench who's willing to prove himself as well. If Odegaard doesn't play well, he knows Havertz is waiting to come on. Fabio Vieira is waiting to come and prove himself as well. That is what you need in the team: competition, healthy competition, not unhealthy competition, or healthy competition where everyone is getting along with each other and everyone is trying to support each other. If Havertz doesn't play well, Odegaard is going to help him out here and there. If Odegaard doesn't play well, Havertz is going to tell him maybe you should have done this or that. Healthy competition is what you need in the team. Is there anything I missed from Ryan Taylor Sport? He also says Julian Timber ticks all of those boxes exactly. Whether it's versatility, whether it's durability, whether it's just fitting into the system, playing in a back 3 or a back 4 or a back 5, is comfortable in all of that. Like, in terms of formation as well, he plays for Netherlands and he plays in a back 3 alongside Ake and Van Dijk, and he plays on the right side of Van Dijk, and he plays really well in that side as well. Back at his club, he can play as a centre back, he can play as a right back as well. Arsenal, we don't play in a back 5, but I think we're going to adapt that John Stones kind of Pep Guardiola tactic where we are playing with 3 defenders and one of the defenders is going up to the midfield. So basically, we'll have a team that is looking like this: Gabriel, Ben White, and Saliba at the back, and then you'll have a midfield of Rice and Jurrien Timber, and then you'll have 2 number 10s in Odegaard and Havertz, and also Martinelli on the left, Saka on the right, and Jesus up front, and whoever else you're going to add. That can change whether you're going to start with Trossard, I guess, instead of Martinelli in a few games. They're going to start with Smith-Rowe. Let's not forget Smith-Rowe as well. Whether you're going to start with Reece Nelson. However it is, it's going to fit in perfectly. And if Timber can play that role, I feel like Ben White can also play that role because he's played in midfield a few times before, and I think he's comfortable on the ball as well. So this just opens a lot of does for us. Like, imagine Matasako Mustafi doing the Timber role, like coming from the back and going with the ball to midfield, playing as a midfielder. You remember when Mustafi used to lose the ball and then he asks everyone else, what are you doing? We don't want that at Arsenal. Like, just thinking of Mustafi, Shiver my timber. You know, he see what I did there. It shivers my timbers. Welcome to Arsenal, Julian Timber. I cannot wait for him to join, man. Like, deal agreed for only 36 million. I cannot wait for him to finally join. Absolutely excited with this signing. 3 signings done at the end of June. Exciting times. And if you missed the last live stream, make sure to check it out. Just a tip of what we talked about in that one. Arsenal have a lot of money to spend this transfer window, and you're not in danger of messing around with FFP. Arsenal in a strong position financially due to having their wage bill under control, which has given them more flexibility in regards to spending that coupled with the UEFA Champions League football as well. Football finance expert Kieran Maguire says. So we do have a lot of more money to spend. So our dream could come true. We might end up getting Caicedo. We might end up getting Cancelo, who knows? We might end up getting Xavi Simons, Musa Diaby, Milinkovic-Savic, who knows? Tchouameni has been linked today. We just have to dream. Who knows? Right now, we are not in a position. Even the rivals are not in a position of saying, why should this player leave and join Arsenal? Well, players are saying no to Man City joining Arsenal, so I don't think that is an argument any longer. Any player can join Arsenal. I think the project is pretty good. So let's recap it quickly. Breaking news from Mike, who's a really, I think it's from the Telegraph over there. Very, very reliable in terms of Dutch news. He says Arsenal and Ajax have reached a verbal agreement for the transfer of Jurrien Timber for a fixed fee of 36 million. We were talking about like 50, so for them to drop it down to 36 million, incredible. Fabrizio says it's in the final stages. It's 45 million in terms of euros. Also, this was from Mike as well, and this from Mike himself. Julian Timber can grab his bags and absolutely head into London. 100% exciting news. I can't believe you're getting so much exciting news like back to back, you know? Like literally, I'm in a live stream talking about Kai Havertz and how Arsenal have a lot of money to spend. And then boom, we have to start another live stream to talk about more exciting news. I'd not be surprised if we hear something about Declan Rice as soon as tonight, like medical scheduled or planned or anything like that. Fantastic news. Again, for all of you watching, there's like 900 of you watching on Facebook and like 67 of you watching on YouTube. These guys are doing a good job. You have to say it. In terms of buying players, perfect. In terms of controlling the wage bill, perfect. In terms of, you know, the sales and getting the money back, hopefully they can do a good job with that one. The way we cleared, when Atisa came, Niles was here. So I think Socrates or Mustafi, one of them was here. Bellerino's here. Like all of those players that you didn't want were here. Now, the only players we have from the Wenger era is like El Neni and Holding, and both of them could potentially leave. And we have very few players remaining from the Emery era as well. So we've cleared all the deadwood, as people say, and we are now having exciting players in our team, a team where no one basically wants to sell them at all. Everyone wants some players to stay. Everyone, when Pat is about to leave, everyone is crying. If Smith Rowe is going to leave, everyone is crying. That is the kind of connection we have with all of these players. No, we don't want any of them to go. Musa says this is very good news for us. Welcome, new Arsenal. Welcome back into the Champions League. Saksham says now we need Partey to stay. If he leaves, we need another midfield. I think they're going to get another midfield. I think they're going to get 3 midfielders on top of Havertz, so that will be 4 midfielders in total. Joshua says, Glenn, this is exciting to hear. We are now doing good, for sure. John says, I've already told my wife to start cooking rice with Timber. I'll tell you what you should also do, Frederick. Tell her that you love her. You know, you get what I mean? You love her, love her. Do that as well. Tell her that as well. Romeo Love will probably be an Arsenal player. Tell her, babe, I love you. Romeo Lavia. Hope we wrap this deal up soon and go for Ada Gula. The boy is the next generation Messi, as people say. Yep, we'll be going to Fenerbahce very soon. USA is waiting for you. Says, okay, thank you for watching. Keep up the good work, and greetings from US. This is the time for a real deal, says Adisade. Aku says, great job. The Mudryk transfer gave us a lifetime lesson. Here we go. Yeah, we probably did. And we're also not in the Champions League. So I'm sure where Mudryk is right now is like, man, why did I choose Chelsea instead of Arsenal? I mean, he didn't choose Chelsea just because of the money. He wanted Arsenal. So it's time to chill with the big boys. You have suffered a lot as Arsenal. A lot, bro. A lot. We were signing check. We are waiting for this. I mean, if we were doing this YouTube thing and this content creation thing back in 2015, we would have been in tears. I mean, they were talking about Benzema, Higuain, Mvia. We are going to get Luis Suarez from Barcelona, like all this stuff. And then we ended up with Petr Cech as the only signing. Like those were tough days. Great news, but what about Cancelo? We have to wait. But personally, I don't think like Man City are going to sell to us another player. Is it now dependent on the Tierney exit? I think it also depends on that as well. If you're going to get any fullback, but if Tierney leaves, I think we're definitely going to get another fullback. I'm not sure if they're going to go with 7 defenders, unless they are planning for Holding to stay as an 8th defender. I don't know. We're about to complete the signing all our target players. We are now back to so you mean Tchouaméni? Tactical says, man, the work you put in so admirable. I appreciate it. I mean, you know, when you start signing players like this in exciting times, like we can even do 10 live streams in a day because it's exciting. It's usually hard to come here talking about, oh no, Mudryk has gone to Chelsea stuff. Thank you though. Thank you for always watching. Holding should be on his way. I'd prefer we keep Cedric Suarez. Nah. Lenny, you did good on the first part, but you've spoiled it in the second part of that sentence. Holding should be on his way. Definitely agree with that. But second part, Cedric, nah, not as a player. Cedric as a guy in the dressing room, I heard that he's a very good in terms of educating and teaching younger players. I heard he's very good in terms of that. That is what we also had 10 years ago about Arteta. We had that. I had Xabi Alonso talking about it. I think Cazorla talks about it, Guardiola himself. And they said when Arteta was a player, even David Moyes himself at Everton, he said when Arteta was there, you could see that he's going to be a manager in the future. Like he was always like, teacher's pet. Basically, he was always there asking the manager, what should he do here? Like he was learning from different managers, David Moyes, Arsene Wenger, Pep Guardiola. So he's learned a lot. So Cedric Suarez is almost the same. Usually people say he's going to be a manager in the future. So let's say, I think he's going to be given a role in Arsenal's academy or something with Wilshere and Mertesacker there. Since I started supporting Arsenal, this is the first time I've seen Arsenal mean business in the transfer window, says Junior. Man, 200 million spent in June, and you have 2 months to go. We are cooking, says Bobby. Pressure cooker stuff. I'm really happy now because our Arsenal is doing a good job. What a time to be a Ghana. News we need to hear, says Topham. Timber's been given his green light to do medicals. I've just seen that as well. Abdul, fantastic news. I'm happy as an Arsenal fan this week, says Alighton. Good to hear the news about Timber, says Ricky. Raji says, congratulations to you, Arsenal fans. For so long, but finally we are back in the Champions League. God is good all the time. Thanks for your analysis. Thank you, John. Great work from our transfer team along our own as well, backing our coach. And do we hope for more quality? So right now, I think everyone is doing good. We've come a long way. 2 years ago, I think there's a time we had like protest. We were talking about Kroenke out. There was a lot of disagreement. People are like, I was coming here, I was telling people I really wanted to stay. People are even abusing me, like, what the hell do you want to stay? We just lost at home to Burnley. We just got smashed by 4-5 goals by Man City. Like, it was a tough time. Like there was so much disagreement between Arsenal fans about Arteta, about Edu. No one wanted Kroenke. The energy was just negative. Players wise as well. Some people liked Pepe, some people didn't like him, some people liked Leno, some people didn't like him. People were like, why is Bellerin still here? There was a lot of disconnection there. People didn't like Mustafi. Ozil, a lot of disconnection there. People were asking, why is Mkhitaryan still here? There was a lot of disconnection in terms of Unai Emery as well. Right now, I think every Arsenal fan loves Saka. I think every Arsenal fan loves Martinelli. I think every Arsenal fan, okay, not every, I know a few content creators who don't like Odegaard. I don't know why. A lot of people like Jesus. A lot of people like Gabriel Saliba. So it's a positive time to be an Arsenal fan. To complete the midfield puzzle, I think Onana of Everton. Strength-wise, physicality, yes, but in terms of technique, I think the kind of players that Arteta is looking for in that midfield, and also defensively, you have to know how to pass the ball, you have to know how to cross the ball, you have to know how to dribble here and there, you have to know how to, play a 1-2 with your midfield partner. Onana can be very good in terms of just the power in the midfield, but if he pushes the ball forward, then what next? Can he pick out a through pass to Jesus? Can he decision making, all that. There's a lot you have to take into consideration. So I have a feeling with Onana, very good in terms of physicality, but I think he's a bit very raw. It's very tough for him to come from Everton to Arsenal. Like, the change in quality you have to adapt is very different. That is why we are getting players from Man City and Ajax, players who are a bit used to this stuff. Even if we are going to get more midfielders, I think we still need Partey in terms of squad experience. Tough one. We need Partey to stay, but we don't know what is going on behind the scenes. Vianney, it's done. It's done. Do not try. Rice is an Arsenal player. Timber is an Arsenal player. Havertz is an Arsenal player. Do not try about it. I'm a proud Ghana in this imminent new squad. I'm sure 2 trophies on the way. Hopefully, man. Hopefully. Ramsey says Nketiah is the best player of the 2022-2023 season. Where? On your FIFA career mode? I mean, I don't think, listen, I don't think Nketiah was bad. I mean, he came on and still did okay in a few games, but in terms of the kind of level we are going for, like right now, I'm even looking at the players that we wanted, like Tielemans and Douglas Luiz. I'm like, nah, man, not Arsenal quality anymore. To be fair to Nketiah, I think if he plays 38 games out of 38 in the Premier League, I still think he will score 15 plus goals. But the problem is, again, there's a lot of disconnection between him and the fans, and it's not just about scoring goals. Technical, even Jesus does not only score goals at Arsenal. Like, Jesus can just score 10 goals in a season and he can still be our player of the season because of how much work he does. He gets into like, what's the word? He gets into battles with defensive midfielders, comes back into midfield and all that, like duels. That's the word I'm looking for. He gets into a lot of duels with midfielders, and he can go to the right side, he can go to the left side. Jesus, Brazilian, he can dribble past players. He has that connection with Martinelli and Saka. Like, there's a lot you have to there's a lot of boxes you have to tick. Yes, you can say you can score goals and you can run with the ball, but that's not the only thing we want from you. What if you don't create chances? You'll not get seen in that game. You have to have a lot of different qualities in a game. So Nketiah might tick, like, out of 20 boxes, he might tick like 6 or 7, and we need people to tick 16 or 17 boxes out of the 20. So that's the problem. Can't Man City buy Maguire? Says Daniel. I think if Guardiola hears you saying that, he'll give you a hot slap. With the Ghana back in action for unbeaten, says Saddam. Imagine that. Our RBS are doing a great job. Big ups to them. I know they also feel the pain of seeing their former club lagging behind. That's the other reason why I'm usually never looking at Edu and I'm like, I want them to go. They've played for this club before, and Atita's been a captain for this club before, and Edu was part of the Invincible team. They've played the Thierry Henry, all these guys, Van Persie and all these people, so they know the Arsenal feeling. So I'm sure, so especially someone like an Edu who was playing at Bergkamp and Ljungberg and Reyes, rest in peace, and Fabregas and all these guys. Like, they know the levels. So they're not happy to see the team doing badly. So I usually don't agree people saying, hey, do F off out of the club. What the hell are you doing eating while Man City are buying rice? I don't think Edu just sitting there looking at Man City buying rice. I'm sure he wants to do something about it, and he looks like he had already done something about it. Good times are back to Arsenal since Highbury times, says Philiam. Good times back at Highbury. It's the new Arsenal, not the same Arsenal, which now, especially the rivals. Yeah, they need to start taking notice. It's not the same Arsenal that used to be Banter FC. That's my team, a scary team we want to build. I would love to see Balogun stay clinical in front of goal. Help me take the information to Arteta. If Balogun wants to stay and fight for his position, 100% stay. If he feels like he still wants to be an Arsenal player, but Arteta feels like he wants a bit of more experience, then you can take him out on loan to a Premier League team. But from the demands we've been hearing that he wants to be a first choice striker, he wants to play. You're not going to be a first choice striker. So that's the problem. If he definitely wants to leave because he's not going to start every game, get the 45 million and sell him. But if he wants to stay and fight for his position, 100% keep him. He's one of the best young strikers in the world. Makuyi says, bro, is this news true, really? We don't do fake news over here, bro. The medical is being scheduled, says Miro. Looking good, says Mumba. Good news, but you need a fullback like Cancelo, says Brian. We have to wait and see what happens with that one. Actually, we need competition. That's what makes everyone play very well, says Musa. I think we are now getting that competition. Cities, I'm always late, so no worries, man. The problem is I usually can't schedule some of the streams early because like this is breaking news that just come out 10 minutes ago, so it has to be like right away. So but no problem. Hopefully, if you subscribe and everything, you're going to get the notifications if YouTube is not hating. We could use Havertz if Saka has bad form. You can use Nelson. You can use Smith Rowe if you want. You can use Jesus. And hopefully you'll be able to use Musa Diaby as well. Arsenal is yet to have a ball poacher in form of a real number 9, Season Ketty, and following now entrusted with the responsibility. That's the other thing, trust. I'm not sure to really trust Ketty that much. Balogun, I don't know. If you can get it cheap, I mean, if Watkins was like 40 million, go and get him right away. But the problem is I wouldn't want my team to sign a striker before we have midfielders. Even if you have Suarez in that team and Partey leaves and Xhaka leaves and you don't sign Declan Rice, you'll score 4 goals, but you'll concede 6. You have to have midfielders first. Last season we didn't. If we don't have a striker, Saka and Martinelli can still score, and as long as we can keep clean sheets at the back and we can have a solid midfield, we'll still create chances with Odegaard, Saka, Martinelli, Jesus. Yes, it's good to have another striker as well, but not before you get midfielders. Saliba is back in training in Spain, says Via. William Saliba's come back from injury. I mean, if he's training in France, that's near news. I'm happy that if he is. Saka needs a backup player for sure. Can you update us about Arsenal already signing and upcoming signings? We've already signed Havertz. Declan Rice and Timber will be signed this week. We'll hear about Arsenal confirmation maybe until next week or something, but hopefully they can announce it as soon as possible. The others that you're keeping an eye on, Romeo Lavia and others, Musa Diaby. The one for Milinkovic-Savic, we had a bit of rumors, but I think that is more fans' rumors and stuff. And you say from Sierra Leone, I appreciate it. I think the worst defense Arsenal has had in history was the one with Mustafi, Socrates, and Kolasinac. Just even just saying those names. Mustafi had won a World Cup. Now, you know the funny thing with these 3 players, I think Kolasinac was not a good defender in terms of a back 4. I think Kolasinac was pretty good in terms of going forward. So you wanted a team where you would play as a back 5 and go forward and not defend. Mustafi, Mustafi is just Mustafi. Let me not even say anything. Socrates was one of the best players in Dortmund. So that is why I usually don't understand. But that was terrible. And then on top of that, there was the Bellarino starting to start playing badly, and then I'd like to forget those days, man. I'd like to forget those days, Lenny. Tough. And you can even go back 10 years before that. We had Juru. We had Sylvester, Senderos, Traore, Almunia, Miguel, Scolacci. Terrible. We have exciting prosperity for sure, says Abu. That's great news. Up the gunner, says Simon. We have players who can score more than 15 goals each, so you do not need a striker. I do agree with that as well, to be fair. I feel like we can survive without a striker. By that, I mean you can survive without splashing 150 million for Osimhen. If you can get a 20 million striker who can be backup, I think it can be okay. That's great news. I believe Arsenal will be the UEFA Champions League and Premier League. Bro, if you win the UEFA Champions League, I know we've not won the Premier League in 20 years, but the Champions League, we've only come close like once in 2006. Like if we actually win that trophy, someone tell UEFA wherever to pull us with Barcelona, Bayern, PSG, Real Madrid in the same pot. Don is ready. He wants these big teams. He wants these big teams right away. Things you'll have to see, says Joshua. Please, this transfer window is more based on midfield. Arsenal need a striker. Again, Mioba, wrong word. I don't think we need a striker. We need midfielders. We don't need a striker. We want a striker, but we don't need a striker. We can survive without a striker. We survived without anyone scoring 20 goals last season, and we still broke our record in terms of scoring goals. Saksham says Ben Johnson looks BS. I don't want him at all, to be honest. Good evening. I'm so happy what Arsenal have been doing. I've been an Arsenal fan for 25 years now, and as a artillery man of the proud of professional, so grateful for this sweet news. Thank you, Victor. Let's see. Let me take a few more. I already did one, but I'm going to do another one. It's actually already recorded. I just need to edit it. Are you sure Timber deal is agreed? Are you sure? Yes, I'm 100% sure, Andrew. It will be a great season for Ghana's, but I don't want it to come out of my mouth. We can give you proof. Let's recap it again. Let's see. So, according to Mike, journalist from Telegraph, I'm not wrong in terms of that. He's from the Telegraph over there. Arsenal and Ajax have reached a verbal agreement for the transfer of Jurrien Timber for a fixed fee of 36 million. The deal is expected to be completed in the coming days. And he also said that Jurrien Timber can now grab his suitcase. Board the plane. I think he's on holiday right now. I think we saw him at the airport. Like, don't play with Arsenal fans. Arsenal fans probably even know which hotel he is in right now. Like, Arsenal FBI is crazy. So that's 6 million. And also, this, and also from Fabrizio, who says the deal is in the final stages, but this was tweeted like a couple of minutes before Mike, I think, tweeted his. So it's done. Do not worry at all. Well done, Arsenal. London is red, says Musa. Next season, you want the whole Premier League to be red. Arsenal, I'm happy for you. My team, let's go and win the league, says Alan. Daber, nice seeing you. Wow, happy. Arsenal is unstoppable. Congratulations to Edu and Atita, also scouting for fantastic work. I'm so glad. I think they're doing really, really good, to be honest. And Josephat says, seriously, we don't have a striker. This is what made City until they went for. I don't actually agree with that. I think even without Haaland, Man City has still won the Premier League. They still won it a lot of times without a striker, a couple of times. And also, I don't think Man City only won the Premier League because of Haaland. Man City were very solid in midfield. De Bruyne, Gundogan was scoring a lot of goals from midfield. Bernardo Silva, Myers, Grealish was one of the best players last season. And on top of that, Man City also do not concede goals. Ake was improved. Akanji, perfect signing for them. Diaz, Stones could play in midfield. I don't think it's just Haaland that made them win the Premier League, especially in the Champions League. Like from the quarterfinal, I think Haaland scored like once or something. He didn't score in the final. I don't think he scored in the semi-final. So it's an all-round game. I think Arsenal can survive without a striker. If we can get a 20, 30 million striker, go and get them. But I don't think we're in a position to spend 100 million on a striker when you don't have midfielders. Wish Marquinhos and Patino will be integrated into the first team. For some reason, Abdullah usually forget about Marquinhos. Marquinhos is still an Arsenal player, by the way. So he was the one who was seen as a backup for Saka. I don't know how ready he is. I think he still needs another loan deal to keep the senior players fresh, including Nwaneri. Nwaneri, I think, is still a bit young, but there's still other players. I mean, if you're going to make a Carabao Cup team right now, we can start Smith Rowe. We can start Reece Nelson. You can start Kivio. If Tien is still here, you can start either him or Zinchenko, whoever. You can start Tomiyasu. You can play Jorginho. Experienced team in the Carabao Cup as well. Perfect. 2 more comments. Let's see. Kobena says, good evening, bruh. We Arsenal Gunners, we started preparing our rice on fire. Kobena, eat the rice. He's already an Arsenal player. Enjoy the rice. We need players in defense. I don't necessarily think we need players in defense. We need midfielders. That is what we need. I really want to see how Ate is going to field his machine, especially Kivio versus Gabriel. And I've seen now that we have ball players, and like past years, imagine our back with them. Timber, White, and Kivio. And then on top of that, you have Saliba, Zinchenko. Zinchenko is like a midfielder. Zinchenko is basically a midfielder. So he's very good technically. I want to see Arsenal 10-2 against Bayern Munich. You know that Ronaldo interview? I will love it. And I think we deserve to see that. I think we deserve to see the 10-2. This guy Tchouameni, if only keep. Just imagine if Tchouameni joined Arsenal. Arsenal, here we go, more on fire, says Junior. I've been going for 40 minutes. We've done 2 streams back to back. I will post one more video tonight. So I'm talking about the medical and stuff, but I appreciate you guys watching. Exciting time to be an Arsenal fan. Enjoy your night and see you on the next one.